Junhyuk Seo of the Nanyuat High School. He's a senior, and I'd like to recognize your father, Junhyuk Seo. Is he here? How about mom? Where's mom? Inhwa Kim. Hi mom, how are you? You did a good job so far, but let's hear what he's got to say.
Before I begin, I would like to first thank the special guests, Mr. Lieber, Mr. Ronald Reagan, Chief Kugler, and Pastor Tim. I would also like to thank the Executive Board for organizing all this. And lastly, I would like to wish Chief Kugler best of luck in his campaign. So, our topic this month was my experience with laws and legal issues. And this was a really hard topic for me because some of the examples I saw were procreations and violations, and that just doesn't apply to me. It's never happened to me, which I think is a great thing. So naturally, but I had nothing to write with. So naturally, the idea that came to me while on the deadline day while I was in driver's ed class, I realized that legal issues don't always have to be bad. They just have to pertain to the law. So that's why I decided to write this on my experiences driving and my quest to get a license. I got my learner's permit a year later than most teens do. I got it at age 17 rather than 16, and a lot of people would ask me why, and I just went, oh, I was too busy studying for the SATs, I'm too lazy to go to the DMV and get it, I know it's going to be a long wait. But deep down I knew that there was something else. The real reason was kind of bothering me the entire time. Once I decided to get a license and start driving, I knew that everyone's lives, whether they were in my car or on the road, they were in my hands now. In 2016 alone, 2,860 teenagers between ages 13 and 19 were involved in motor accidents, and that's a really high number. And that just doesn't take into consideration the family members who are affected emotionally after a loss in a driving accident. And I didn't feel like I was ready for that yet. But once I turned 17, I decided I'd waited too long, it's time I got my license, because now all my friends were driving and I was just there, having to get a ride from everyone. And that's when this entire legal process kicked in. I had to first pass the permit test, and before I even did that, I had to get a bunch of forms signed, like the MV44. I had to prepare to take the test by studying for it a lot over the internet, and then finally my journey to the DMV itself. So I expected the test to take maybe 5 minutes, not that long, and I was right, it took me less than a minute, but the entire waiting took me over 3-4 hours. I got there at 2 o'clock and I got out past 5 o'clock when they were pretty much closed. And they needed to take my picture, I needed to sign more documents, and it was just a bunch of waiting. And at the end, I didn't even get my real permit. They gave me an interim permit, which was a slip of paper that said interim permit. I got my real permit 3 weeks later, mailed to me. And to this day, I still don't get why it took 3 weeks to mail me a piece of plastic. Mr. Reagan, I would like to ask you to in front of the line next time I went to go to get my license. And this was just a start to my quest to get a license. After I got my permit, I learned of all the different restrictions that were already in place. I had restrictions on where I could drive, when I could drive, and who I could drive with. I had to take notice of all the traffic laws and of different states, and I also had to wait 6 months before I could even get my license. I also need to spend 50 hours driving with a parent, 15 hours in the dark, and if after I passed the road test, I could only get my junior license. I still have to pass driver's ed for the senior license. That's why I had to take driver's ed this year, even though I really didn't want to. Or I could just wait till I'm 18, but that's way too long for me. So I'm still not done yet in this legal battle of sorts, I guess, to get my license. I have only taken 4 classes and I've just started this. And I gotta follow the laws because I really want to get my license early. So it's gonna take a while, but I know that eventually I'm gonna get it. And for me, this is a legal issue that I'm dealing with right now, and this is why I wrote my essay on it, because I thought it was really important.
So it took 3 hours. Now that's the written test or the practical driving?
It's just a written test.
Just a written. And why did it take so long?
So many people there that day.
So many people.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? What regional center? Lodi? Haverstraw. Oh, Haverstraw, New York. Okay. Would have been better in Jersey, right? So, are there any comments or issues from the audience? Anybody else needs to go through this process? Do it in New Jersey. Anybody else? So, you have your permit now. Took it 3 weeks or 3 months?
3 weeks to get
3 weeks, got it, okay. And how do you think system can improve?
What, and from your perspective, like, what would have been better? Less people when you showed up, right, to do?
Probably more employees. There were like maybe 5 people working there, and that was like issues time.
Well, let's just hope you never get into an accident and you get any traffic tickets, that'll be better. Congratulations. Great job. Great job. Okay. Our second victim, sitting